Hello, my name is Jason Ankin and this is my vlog channel. Today's video, I'm just by a river out at Oxford Island, just near where I live. Just decided to come out for a walk and record a wee vlog by this river. Today's video, I want to talk about a subject that keeps popping up in my life. People keep mentioning this about me in particular, and it's the idea of being very driven. So yes, one of the things that I notice is a lot of people will actually tell me, Jason, you're very driven, you're so motivated, you're so focused. And basically I want to talk about why I'm so driven, and how you can actually become more driven if you aren't already. So basically, yeah, I'm very goal oriented. I'm a very goal oriented individual, and I have pretty big lofty goals that I want to accomplish over the next couple of years. I've got about a 6-year plan. Well, not a 6-year plan, but 6-year long goals in which I want to accomplish some very, very big, important goals. But not only that, I back up my goals with positive action. I actually take action towards these goals every single day on a day-to-day basis. Now, one of the reasons why I'm so driven is because I realize, first of all, that you only get one shot at life. You literally only get one chance at life, and you're not going to get, 2017. I'm not going to get 2017 back. I'm not going to get 2016 back. I'm not going to get all of the years that I've previously had in my life back at all. And it was round about the time of 2013. It was actually towards the end of 2012 where I had this minor epiphany, and it was to do with, I read a quote by Albert Einstein, and it basically said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, based on this definition, around this point in my life, at age the end of 2012, I was insane because I had high expectations. I wanted a house, I wanted a car, I wanted a business, I wanted to focus more on sports, I wanted to get back into college and study. But yet here I was, pretty much broke, partying at the weekends, and I was doing this on a day-to-day repetitive basis. So I was doing it every single week. I could predict my week. So I, by definition, was doing the same thing over and over again. Yet I was expecting different results in my life. And when I sort of played with this idea in my head over and over again, I began to realize that I need to stop messing around. If I'm serious about my expectations, I need to actually start making positive progress towards these goals, because I only have one life. I don't want to waste my time. I want to experience, check that out, pigeon or the swans. Yeah, so basically, I don't want to waste my time. I want to start focusing on my goals specifically. Now, why am I able to do this? Why am I able to just make that decision and just go for it? Because I think it has a lot to do with my own personal experience. In my later teens, I was actually in the British Army, and I spent 1 year in the Army. After I came out of the Army, I decided to do a BTEC in sports studies. I took up martial arts. I started doing jiu-jitsu. That led me into a number of other martial arts, including things like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, taekwondo, judo, etc. And I also did middle distance running and long distance running. And up until this point, I've already set up 4 businesses. But the thing that I realize why I'm actually so driven is because I've actually put myself in environments that can be considered highly complex, and can be considered high performance in nature. Not only that, but I put myself in those environments for sustained periods of time, long periods of time. So for example, when I was in the army, I was in it for 1 year. That was the most highly complex, high performance environment that I've ever been in my life. When I came out of that experience, I was a completely different person. I could feel it in my very physiology. I walked different, I thought different, I seen things differently. I had different levels of motivation, different levels of confidence, different levels of determination, stuff that I'd never even experienced before in my life. And because I had experienced this, I was so much more willing to take risks and to do things that were very complicated and again high performance. So this is when I went back to school and I studied sports studies. This was a 2-year course in which I had to complete 72 assignments. I completed every single one of them. I took up martial arts, and basically I'd done that for 8.5 years, and also in and out setting up businesses and stuff like this. So the thing that I'm trying to hint at is if you want to be more driven, I personally believe that you need to put yourself in environments that are complex and that are high performance in nature. And the reason why this is so important, is because it will teach you your strengths and weaknesses. There's too many people in the world that do not know what they are actually capable of. And the reason why they don't know what they're capable of is because they have not tested themselves, they've not pushed themselves, they've not actually experienced what it's like to be in a high complex environment that's high performance in nature, where you're constantly being put under pressure. And it's sort of that idea of sort of diamonds are forged under pressure. And basically that's what I suggest. If you want to become an individual that's more driven, you need to go out of your way to find environments that are highly complex, that are also high performance in nature. I'm not suggesting that you go and join the army, but you should do things like take a risk, set up a business, decide that in 6 months from now you're going to run a marathon, go back to school, study the degree that you've always wanted. Just do something in which you're going to put yourself under pressure for an extended period of time. Now, why does this make you more driven? Why does it actually make you more driven? And it centers around this one thing in psychology called the self-concept. The self-concept is basically, it's almost like your set point. So it is, if you imagine like a thermometer in a house, and you decide that I want the house to be always at 20 degrees. So when it's really, really cold outside, the thermometer will automatically turn the heating on to bring the temperature back up to 20 degrees, and vice versa. When it's really warm outside and the temperature's too hot, it will turn on the air conditioning, and that will basically cool the house down back to 20 degrees. Well, your self-concept is very similar to this idea. It is a set point that you have embedded within you, and this is something that you can expand. It's something you can actually develop and grow. And the only way that you can actually develop and grow this thing is, like I said, is by putting yourself in environments that are highly complex, that are high performance in nature. Because when you put yourself through that experience and you come out the other end and you've succeeded, basically what will occur is you will be a different person. You will have newfound levels of self-confidence. You will have newfound levels of self-esteem. You will respect yourself more. But not only that, you will have developed the skills, the tools, the strategies on how to actually come through that process successfully. And when you've done that, your self-concept grows, it expands. And this is it goes back into the idea of sort of knowing your strengths and weaknesses, because fundamentally being driven is is essentially people that are very driven know their strengths and weaknesses because they've put themselves in situations that are high performance in nature and highly complex, and because that, it grows their self-image. They have a higher self-concept of themselves, they have different values, they have different beliefs, they see the world differently. And this is what I do constantly. This is why I set that goal recently of doing 12 races in 12 months. Not because I wanted to run 12 races in 12 months, but because I wanted to actually push my body and put myself in a situation that was highly complex and high performance in nature. And that's why I did it. So I would grow my self-image, I would grow my self-concept, I would grow my confidence in myself. And that just translates into different areas of my life. I can take that goal, that thing that I did, and I can use it to sort of get my degree, which I'm working on, or I can use it to get my master's degree in the future. I can use it to sort of keep working towards improving my business, etc. And the reason why I say this, the reason why I'm getting on about why it's so important to be driven, is because I see too much deficiency in people. People aren't driven enough. And it's such a shame, because today's day and age, this is literally the best time in the world, the best time ever in history. You have complete access, you have complete freedom to everything in the world now. You can do anything that you want. And I just see so many people that lack drive. And the reason why they lack drive is because it falls back to the simple fact that they do not understand their personal strengths and weaknesses, simply because they have not challenged themselves enough. So basically, this is what I want to sort of say with this video, is the idea that if you want to be a more driven individual, you really need to start putting yourself in situations that actually challenge you. There's a reason why. I mean, do you remember, if you just remember when you were a child, remember when you were younger and new opportunities and new experiences came your way, you just jumped at them. You didn't even question them whatsoever. But all of a sudden, when people get older, the weight of the world starts to weigh them down. They start to doubt themselves, they start to question themselves. And that has a lot to do with basically poor thinking. Like, individuals are thinking about things in a negative way. Situations have got the better of them, people have got the better of them, and as they get older, they start to weigh themselves down. But you need to have that childlike energy where you can just jump into things and just go, okay, let's just do this and see what it's like. And what you will learn about yourself is you will learn what you're strong at, you will learn what you're weak at. And basically, naturally, when you find out what your strengths are, you're going to be more inclined to work towards doing things that are in alignment with your strengths. I run a business. I want to be self-employed because I'm strong by myself. I've learned this. I'm very independent. I want to study a degree and get a master's degree because I value being an expert. I value professionalism. And I know this because of my experience by putting myself in these highly complex environments that are high performance in nature. So basically, that's all I wanted to say with this vlog. So if you want to be more driven, start to think of ways that can actually make your life, it seems like a contradiction, but in a way it makes your life temporarily more difficult. But when you come out the other end of that experience, you come out as a completely different person, literally. And I'm not talking about some sort of superficial thing. You literally come out as a different person. You perceive things differently. You experience things differently. You behave differently. You walk, talk, and act differently through going through these experiences. So yes, that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. Thanks for watching. My name is Jason Ankin. This is my vlog channel, and I will see you later. Bye.